Okay, fourth class, open up page 104 on your Busy Maths. So here we're counting up in halves in the first one, right? So I'm going to put this on the portfolio because it'll make it a little bit easier for you, right? So you have 1 and 1/2 up here. We're counting up in halves again. So we have 0, a half, 0, 1, or 0 and 2 halves, 0 and 1/2. So what's going to be after the 1 and 1/2? So we have to add on a half every time. So 1 and 1/2 is going to go up to 2, isn't it? Because we're counting up in halves. Now if we have to add on a half to 2, what do we get? 2 and a half, alright? And then after that we're adding on another half. What do we get? 3. Alright, perfect. Now on the bottom here, so what is 2 in fraction form in terms of halves? So we have 1 is 2 over 2. We know the bottom has to be 2. So if 1 is 2 over 2, 1/2 is 3 over 2. If we add on another half to that, what's 2 over 2? What's 2 in terms of halves? It's 4 over 2. So can you see a pattern here? It goes 1 over 2, 2 over 2, 3 over 2, 4 over 2. So what's the next one going to be? 2.5. What's that in terms of halves? It's 5 over 2. Perfect. Alright, 5 over 2. Okay, so you should get that very easily. Okay, B, then we're going to count in quarters. The exact same thing. So you notice a pattern. So a quarter is up here. Then we have 2 quarters, which is equal to a half. Then if we go one more, what's this one going to be? So 1 over 4, 2 over 4, 3 over 4, right? What's this one going to be then? 4 over 4. Now, what do we know 4 over 4 is in halves? So if we wanted to change this 4 to a 2, what would we do? We divide by 2. And if we divide by 2 on the bottom, what do we have to do on the top? Divide by 2. Now we all know that 4 over 4 is 1, don't we? Because it's a whole fraction. So say if I had a circle here and it's cut into quarters, and I had 4 quarters of it, I'd have the whole circle. So we know 4 over 4 is 1, and we also know 2 over 2 is 1. Okay, so they mean the exact same thing, so there's different fractions, right? So do the exact same down here as well. And then over here on 2 and 3, we have these little word questions, right? So we have word problems. So 3/5 of a number is 12. The whole number is what? So 3/5 are equal to 12. How can we find 5/5? How can we find 5/5? So what would be the easiest thing to do? So the easiest thing to be find 1/5 first. So how do we find 1/5? So we know 3/5 is 12. So if we want to go back to 1/5, we divide by 3. So 1/5 is going to be, so 3 into 12 goes how many times? 4. So we know 1/5 is 4, 3/5 is 12. So 1/5 by 5 to get 5/5 is going to be equal to what? 20. Alright, so 5/5 is equal to 20. Okay, so with those numbers, do the rest of the problems exact same. So try find one of the fraction and then move all the way up to the full thing. And then for 3 down here, you're going to write the smaller number as a fraction of the bigger number. Okay, so which is the smaller number and which is the bigger number, right? So how do we write those as a fraction? So for example, can 4 and 8. So if we had 4 over 8, what fraction would that be? What number can we divide into both of those evenly? So it's always good to check top number first, or the smaller number, see if that goes in evenly. For example, so 4. Can we divide 4 into 4? Yes, we can. So that'd be 1, wouldn't it? So if we divide the top by 4, we have to divide the bottom by 4. So can we divide 8 by 4? Yes, we can. What do we get? 2. So our fraction is actually 1 over 2. Okay? What about 7 and 21? So we have 7 over 21. What number divides evenly into both? Does 21 divide evenly into both? No, because you can't divide 21 into 7. Does 7 divide evenly into both? Yes, it does. Okay, so we can divide both by 7 and find our fraction, alright, and fill it in there. Okay, so that's all you have to do for maths. So if you have any problems, contact me in class 12, alright? Perfect.